thank you so much for doing this. How have the last couple of weeks been for you after what happened in Vegas there?
They've been great. It's been a crazy last month for sure. Going to the combine, to the draft, to dev camp. No, everything's went well, and it hasn't really sunk in yet, to be honest. So it's been crazy.
Ben, congratulations on getting to that organization. What before the draft, and when you talk about the rankings and you're talking with your agent, did you pay attention? Were you a guy that was like, looking, I could slot here, I could slot there? Were the Leafs kind of on your radar as a potential team to get picked by, or did you just go and let it happen and see where the chips fell?
They mentioned that they were quite interested in me. I talked to them a lot, especially after the season ended, combine and other places as well. And they did. They seemed very interested. Obviously, I've been a Leafs fan my whole life, and thought it was really cool to go through and stuff. I didn't want to get my hopes up too high. It worked out really well. So.
June 28th, Sphere in Vegas. Wes Clark calls your name, 31st overall. What do you remember about that moment, Ben?
You know what? Honestly, the second he called my name, I kind of blacked out a little bit. I think my whole family was kind of in a little bit of a shock. We're from a small town, so to get drafted on the big stage, and especially in the first round, it's pretty surreal for my whole family. So I kind of blacked out going down the stairs. My legs felt maybe a little like jello. It was kind of hard to get down there, but no, it's good.
I like it. So growing up, safe to say you were a Leafs fan. What era is it that stands out to you where you really kind of got hooked and were paying attention, kind of the glory years for a guy of your age when you were watching and enjoying the Leafs the most?
Yeah, I think just growing up, going through the era of, Phil Kessel, Joffrey Lupul, those kind of guys. My first jersey was a Phil Kessel jersey. So, I went to so many Leaf games growing up. It just, the whole situation itself is, it's pretty mind-boggling, to be honest. It's pretty crazy, and it's really special. So,
hey Ben, do you remember a player on one of those teams named Jay Rosehill?
I don't know if I do.
Say yes. No, Rosie played with Phil Kessel and Lupul on some of those teams. But Rosie, what was that experience like playing with Kessel?
Well, I was up in the press box more often than not, so don't worry about it, Ben. But no, Phil's one of a kind, man. He was a special player. He always blows everyone's mind that he could be so fast on his feet, have such a quick release, but just when you talk to him and look at him, he just doesn't look like a premier athlete, and it just doesn't make sense where the speed comes from, but a talented player, no doubt.
So, Ben, I was going to ask you too, obviously, as somebody who grew up a Leafs fan, just that opportunity, that moment, but more so like what you feel you can bring to the organization, to the team. For those unfamiliar with you, how would you characterize your game first and foremost?
I'm just a 200-foot player. I'm someone who's a defense first type of guy. I feel like I have a lot of offensive upside, and with my skating ability and hockey IQ, I feel like I have some more levels to unlock there. I'm just a guy that's I feel like to think of myself as a gamer. Someone who do anything for the team to win.
So what's your plan going forward? What would be a successful season to you coming up, and where do you see yourself taking strides as far as getting to camp and all those things with the Maple Leafs?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to my first training camp, obviously. Obviously you want to stay around for as long as you can, take it all in, get to be around all those pros for as long as you can, obviously, just because, they're there for a reason, feed off them and learn from them. So I think that'll be really beneficial for me. Just going into this season, I think we're going to have a really strong team in Oshawa. So I think we're all, our whole team's pretty, excited. We had a good run last year, and I think we're hungry for more this year. I just, want to hope that, I think, when people say, team success leads to individual success. I think that is really true. So I'm just looking forward to a great year with my team, and we obviously want to win it all. So
I want to get to Oshawa, but first and foremost, I want to ask you about players that you cater your game after, or sort of pattern your game after. Jake Muzzin, development camp. What was that experience like working closely with a guy like Muzzin?
Yeah, it was super cool. He's a guy that I watched obviously when I not too many years ago when he was on the Leafs, and he's a great player, and to learn from him. I was blocking shots from him, so that was pretty cool and stuff. And he's just a great mentor, and I just can't wait to keep feeding off him. So it should be good.
And as far as some new additions on the back end for the Leafs when you get to camp, who are you going to be paying attention to and watching? Is it going to be Tanev or Oliver Ekman-Larsson has got some experience, obviously. Maybe pick Morgan Riley's brain a little bit. Who do you like to to get in there with and maybe learn from?
Yeah, like I feel like the back end they have some great defenders, and I think I'd like to feed off a lot of them. Obviously, all of them they're there for a reason and stuff. So one guy that I like to compare myself during the whole draft process was Tanev, actually. There's a guy who can skate well and break out the puck and can block a lot of shots and play that style of game. So so it should be cool to meet a guy that you kind of compare yourself through your draft process. So I'm looking forward to that for sure.
Ben had mentioned the Oshawa Generals. I thought it was really cool, the video the Leafs put out after you drafted, and you're like, wow, I just got texted by John Tavares. How cool was that, knowing that first and foremost JT's the captain of the Maple Leafs, but also the rich history of John Tavares with the organization you play for in the OHL?
That connection of both playing for Oshawa, such one of the best organizations in junior hockey, it's pretty coll. So to me, to get a text from a guy like that, such a high character guy, and such a he's such a great player, obviously. So it meant a lot.
Make sure to check out more of our content right here on the Leafs Nation YouTube page. We got long form interviews, we got clips, we got epic rants by Jay Rosehill. We simply have it all. And don't forget, you can find out much more at theleafsnation.com. Thanks so much for watching.